Welcome guys to today's pre-market analysis. Today I'll be marking out what I think will happen during New York AM session on the 19th of February. So today market opens in half an hour. So this is what I predict is going to happen today. So on the daily, as we can see from right now, we're in this daily bearish fair value gap, which we are reacting off of quite well at the moment. We have a nice daily bearish candle that closes in 7 hours. So we could look to close below this bullish candle just here. That's on the daily. On the 4 hour, we also see bearish structure to the downside. We also see a massive 4 hour fair value gap that we are also currently respecting very well. So all in all, we're looking for sells today, in my opinion. 4 hour, the daily, and even the 1 hour are all looking quite bearish. However, we do have a couple of bullish confluences that have been tagged and has produced bullish reactions, such as these 1 hour fair value gaps that have been tapped previously and today, and we've seen buying power out, buying pressure out. However, I still feel like we are bearish. Now, we have these two 1 hour fair value gaps just here, bearish fair value gaps that we could come and target. We also have a massive 4 hour fair value gap that we're going to generate and close in the next 55 minutes. So we could look to tag into that 4 hour, 1 hour fair value gaps, bearish ones, and then look for some lows or fill in these 1 hour fair value gaps or these lows down here. We have these highs up here stacked up. However, we also have these lows just here. News happened, and we also have this data lows. We have New York AM lows, Asian lows, and just lows, New York AM lows. So we have all of these lows that price may want to come and down and target, or price may want to bounce off of these 1 hour fair value gaps to look into filling in these 1 hour imbalances, 1 hour fair value gaps. What market really wants to do at market open, which is in 25 minutes. Drop into the 15-minute time frames, the lower time frames, we also see 15-minute fair value gaps just here that have also been respected. We have all of this low resistance liquidity down here that we could potentially target if we do come into these 1 hour fair value gaps and go lower. However, we also have these highs that obviously we can come into and target if we want to go higher. What can we see for market open? We also see this 15-minute fair value gap just here that we are currently respecting quite well. If we look to break this fair value gap, we could look into targeting these 1 hour points, even the start of this 1 hour fair value gap. Maybe not fill it, we might tag it. But yeah, these points up here that we might be interested to target, depending on what price wants to do at market open, of course. What market can do is it can open lower and then come into these fair value gaps, maybe go lower, take out New York AM and Asian low. So we might look to go even lower into Asian lows, and then we can see some sort of rejection to fill in these 1 hour fair value gaps up here. Now that's what price may do. Right now we're in like an accumulation stage, so we're gonna wait for a manipulation and then the distribution to either the downside or the upside. I'm favoriting a manipulation to the upside and then a distribution down to the downside, which would look just like this. So we could look to open, clean out all of these, this high, these highs maybe up here, look to come into here, and then sell off from there down to these points just here, down and take out all of these lows. That's what we can target today. That's what I think market might do today. But it's 50-50 at the moment. It just all depends what market wants to do. But yeah, that is the pre-market analysis I have for you guys today. Yes, guys, I am now back from today's trading session, and as you can see, I did take a buy, and yeah, it hit my TP really well. My TP was a bit higher. My TP was around the top of this fair value gap. My stops were around this, underneath this fair value gap just here. This was a trade. However, I did take partials as we didn't quite close above of the 1 hour fair value gap that I marked out pre-market. But let me run you guys through the trade I took. So at pre-market, I did say that we could either be bullish or bearish today. So it was a 50-50 chance whether we wanted to go one way or another. But I did say it was all depending on what market wanted to do at market open, whether they wanted to go higher or lower. We could look for that as a manipulation and then a distribution to either the upside or the downside. So looking at price here, we can see that coming into market open, we were consolidating quite a bit. We didn't really break past these lows, didn't really come into this bullish 1 hour fair value gap. So yeah, at market open, we did in fact, let me have a look in the on the 1 minute, sorry. At market open, we was indecisive whether we wanted to go higher or lower. The first 1 minute candle was higher and lower. However, in the next 5 minutes, we went lower. So price decided to manipulate lower, come into this bullish 1 hour fair value gap. At this bullish 1 hour fair value gap, we did not see price break underneath it. This 1 hour fair value gap was holding very, very well. So we could therefore assume that price didn't want to go lower, it wanted to go higher. We held that fair value gap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. After holding that fair value gap, what can we also see? We also had a 1 minute inversion. However, this candle at 245 would have took you out if you did take it off of this 1 minute inversion. So I didn't really take that. I didn't really like taking it because of obviously this accumulation here. Price didn't have a real direction as of yet. Obviously, we knew we were bullish, but we didn't know when we were actually going to get the setup. Now, we also had this 3 minute fair value gap just here. Let me remove this for you guys so you guys can see it. From this candle down to this candle, we had this 3 minute that was also holding up. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So price was basically bouncing in between these two levels. Didn't know where it wanted to go until this candle at 251. So you could have taken a buy from here. However, we didn't have much to target from there. So I did not actually take this buy because my stops, it wouldn't have made sense for my risk to reward ratio. So it went higher. So now because it went higher, I was basically waiting for a reversal and continuation back up to the upside where price truly wanted to go. Now, let's have a look what happens. Let me remove this actually. 2 seconds. So, let's see what happens. During this leg up, we also make a 1 minute fair value gap just here, which we did respect with this candle just here. You could have taken a continuation there. However, this candle was too big. The risk that you would have entered here, stops underneath here, your risk to reward wouldn't have been great. So from here, I waited for a retracement back into this 1 minute fair value gap, which we did get. I also drew out equilibrium of the range. So from swing low to swing high, just here, we came down into a discount. We rejected quite well out of the discount. So we rejected quite well out of that discount and this 1 minute fair value gap. So buyers were definitely on, continuation buyers. I could have taken them when this candle closed just here. However, I wanted to wait for one further confirmation, which was this 1 minute inversion just here. So I'll just mark that out for you guys so you guys can see. There we go. This sort of inversion just here, right here. When we got that 1 minute inversion, I waited for price to tap back into the inversion, which we did. There's where I took my entry. Stops were underneath this fair value gap, and I was targeting the top of this next 1 hour fair value gap. Now, at the top of this 1 hour fair value gap, I took partials, moved stops to break even. We made money on the day and we got stopped out, and that was the continuation trade of today. It was a beautiful trade, and yeah, that is exactly how you trade with pretty difficult market conditions, if I'm being honest. We didn't really have a major move. We didn't really have a clear direction of price wanted to where price wanted to go, apart from like this leg. And now, as we're speaking, it's still the AM session, but we're just chopping around this range just here. But yeah, that was the trade that I took, and I'm hoping everyone else made money today. So yeah, I'm personally not gonna try trade anymore because I've made the money. And yeah, so I hope you guys liked this video, and yeah, I'll be doing this pretty much every day, so tune in. I'll post the best ones when I take a trade on my YouTube. The ones where I don't take a trade, I will just not post them unless they're very, very interesting. But yeah, I'm hoping you guys like the video. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.